What's up, guys? It's Duke here from SportsGamers.com, and in this Madden 20 tip, I'm going to show you one of the best, the most glitchiest routes in the whole game to beat any blitz. This route will kill any blitz, whether it's a man blitz or a zone blitz, making your passing game that much better. Now, the best part of this is it's super easy to use, and it gets so open, you can even use this with old linemen. Yes, old linemen will even get open on this route, so we're going to get right into it. But before we do, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel. You can click the subscribe button in the corner of the video. That really helps us out. And also then click the bell icon so you get notified of all of our videos. We do at least 4, 5, or 6 videos a week. We got a lot of great tips on here. And we also will be posting gameplay soon, which I know we said we will be doing. And we really will, trust me. And in the meantime, if you're looking to improve in Madden 20, be sure to check out sportsgamers.com. If you enjoy our YouTube tips, you will love our ebooks and weekly tip membership. It's premium stuff, much more detailed than even on YouTube. So if you like our stuff here, you will love it. We actually just had a defensive guide come out last night, our D-Block defensive guide. It's the best blitzes in Madden 20. 100% new content from new formations, and all the meta pass protections do not work. So let's look at the tip. I want to get into this. Don't want to keep you guys too long. I try to do a little bit quicker videos and get the tip across as fast as possible. I think you guys like that. But the route I want to go over, you can see in the single back wing flex close, is the stick play with the slot left receiver or the left slot receiver and inside tight end. They're running that option route. That's the route I want to go over. I just want to show some. It's in many plays and formations. Like for instance, single back wing tight. You see it's in Y stick on that tight end on the right. Strong H wing, it's in X slant on the tight end on the right. So it's in, just a few examples, many different plays. The thing I want to mention is like these plays and formations in general are good running formations. So what that means is people are pretty much going to have to play a run defense against these formations, which makes passing ball even easier, which is nice as well. But when you think about the common run Ds that people use, they're either man-to-man, whether it's just 2 men under, or if spies, or a man-to-man blitz like edge blitz, which this route whoops man-to-man no matter what. If it's a man blitz or just straight man, it whoops it. Or it's some sort of zone blitz like a cover 2 or even that 2-4-5 odd, both zone blitzes. So you're not really going to see too many people just sit back in stock coverage try to stopping the run because it's just not that effective. So this is just a great blitz beater. Let's start with edge blitz since that's very common man-to-man. And the thing is, just to illustrate how effective this is, I'm even going to do the edge blitz with the purples and the man up. So, guys, you'll see that with this specific setup, the slot left receiver is unguarded. Now, obviously in a game, people use their safety, so if they saw this, they would just go guard themselves. If it's a pass play, so to mimic that, I'll man them up. so that's how we'll do it. Yeah, so setup is easy. We block the running back. And optionally, which I actually recommend doing, is you want to smart route the slot left receiver and inside right tight end on those routes. You don't have to, it just works better in my opinion that way. And the last thing I'll do is I'll motion the flat over to the sideline, snap the ball, just give us a little bit more separation on that route. Now guys, look at how open that guy just got on that route. Now I know I got an inaccurate pass, but if you look at the replay, you'll see the separation was crazy. I'm going to do that again. Hopefully I get it accurate pass this time so I can kind of catch it a little bit better, but take a look at that separation we just got by this tight end and the receiver too. And you guys can see the purple zones are not even near either one of these guys because they have to go guard the flat routes, which is why I like those 2 flat routes. So you guys are noticing this is an option route. It's an out route against man coverage, but against zone, which we'll show you in a second, it actually turns into a curl. So that's why it's one of those few routes that's super effective against man or zone. So I like to lowball it, but you don't have to. Against man, you definitely want to against zone. I just think the lowball makes it even more effective and then by lowballing, there's no chance the defense can react. But look at this separation we just got here against man coverage. I mean, we just left him in the freaking dust. We absolutely left him. That is amazing separation. That's why I love this option route is when it turns into an out route, it gets way more separation than just a regular out route would or even most corner routes. This separation is crazy. We absolutely route this guy. And then I like to throw honestly, you could throw a normal pass and rat catch it when he's that open, but if it's kind of like tight coverage, you want to lowball it and click on a possession catch to make sure that you don't drop the ball. But this is something I've used a lot this year, even in my tournament games. I've used this when I was running a lot more wing flex close earlier, but just even period, because most of the year I've been running formations. So, most of the year I found in my running formations this route, and this has been a big secret I've kept to myself that I feel has been huge for me as far as having the ability to throw the ball easily in these running formations. So this is this route right here. Just to show you how good this route is, I'm literally going to put in a offensive lineman, a tackle at tight end, and throw it. And you're going to see that it still gets that same separation. Now, the thing is, guys, you also, if someone's blitzing you heavy, you can block an extra guy to make sure you have more time, but we'll show that in a second here. So you don't even need all 4 of these routes. You could have just 3 routes out there and it'd be fine, which I'll show you in a second here. But yeah, look at my tight end. My tight end just looked like he was, I'm sorry, look at my O-lineman. My O-lineman literally just ran that route as if he was like Shannon Sharp. Like, he just ran it like a goon and he got wide open and caught the ball. So that's what I'm saying. This is why this route is so good. You don't just see separation like this for most routes, let alone, it doesn't even matter who's running the route. You could have a complete bum there. And that's why I love this when I was playing salary cap, is I didn't need the best tight ends in the world, because just anyone can get open on this. I love that about it. And look, you can see obviously this receiver is getting open too. I just was going to the tight end to illustrate how open he would get. And again, when they aren't blitzing you too heavily and they're just, maybe sending 4, 5, 6, whatever, the 2 flats are really important because they'll get any sort of flats, whether it's purples or actual flats, like hard flats or clouds, they'll get them up out of the picture, as you can see here, to make it so these routes are wide open because we smart routed them so they're going further back. Now, I'm going to put Kelsey back in, and I'm going to just show you guys what you could do if someone was actually blitzing 7 at you, and you needed a little bit more time, right? And you can't just have both flats out there because they're just screaming at you. All right, so let's say that they are blitzing 7, like maybe they're running, it doesn't really matter what, but let's just say they're running edge blitz and blitzing 7 with no purples, right? So if someone's doing that, obviously, you can't really, just leave everyone out on routes, right? You need to have a little bit more time. So what I do in that case is I just block this tight end, and I go ahead and motion him over. This is a common motion we like to do. On certain runs, we can do it on the pass here, but now we'll pick up the blitz, and as you guys can see here, these guys still get open. And again, because there's no purples now, we don't need both flats. It's super simple. Or you could just motion block the receiver if you don't want to send the tight end in motion. You can motion block the receiver, just like this. But again, you just always want to smart route these 2 routes in my opinion. But you could motion the receiver in and block him behind the tackle, just like that. And again, you guys can see here, even in double coverage, it just glitches out. It's a super crazy route. Alright guys, so now I want to show this to you against the 3, like a zone blitz. Like I know I said that it works against zone blitzes even. So the 3-4 odd, pinch dog 2 press defense is a very common zone defense that's good against the run. It's a zone blitz too. So like let's say that they were doing this. So this pinch defense is pretty much set up like this, just like this. And then, they'll take this guy and just hover up in here, whatever. So, again, same setup. We're going to block the running back, smart route these 2 dudes, and then motion one of the flats out. And you can really throw either of these routes. You just want to lowball it, click on a possession, catch it, and you'll see that it's going to actually be a curl route against zone. So because it's a curl route against zone, now we're not running, the out directly into the zones. We're just sitting down in the middle of the field. It's, a low ball, click on, possession catch. Now, these are actually vert hooks, which are the best hook zone in the game, in my opinion. Most hook zones don't play like that. So, like, if we were just in a regular Tampa 2, like this, and, like, try to defend the run like the way I just did, but just from a regular Tampa 2, or, like, really any other sort of zone, period, you would notice that those hook zones, other hook zones are just way worse. Like, they don't even get close. Like, as you can see here, that hook zone was nowhere near us. So, if you ever see any other sort of hook zone like that, other than a vert hook, it's not like you can see there. It's not even close, guys. It is not even close. Now, like, another run D that people play that's actually a blitz is like the cover 4 with the same concept of edge blitz. Some people will still try to use cover 4 and basically, have their inside backers on contains to shoot through on stretches. Something like this. Or even, let's say that they don't even do that. Like, let's say that they just, for whatever reason, they just basically just don't even blitz anybody. So it doesn't even matter if it's a blitz or not. This little low ball curl with the two flats is going to get open, as you guys can see here. Look at that. So this is why this route is so glitchy. I don't know if you guys just noticed, but because the zone coverage was a little bit differently, these routes are so smart. This route literally was still a curl route, but if y'all notice that against the cover two, it literally turned around immediately. It went up and turned around immediately. This time, since this was a slightly different zone coverage, it needed a little bit more space. So if y'all noticed, both of these curls went a little bit out, almost as if they were running an out route, but then turned around on the curl and set down for us in the opening of the zone for the easy low ball catch. I mean, basically, if you guys are not picking up on this, these routes just basically get open no matter what. They literally will just run the perfect route no matter what the defense is doing and get open for you. Okay? Like if y'all aren't catching my drift, these routes change basically based upon the coverage by themselves and just are always open. That's pretty good. Okay? Most option routes are not like this. Most option routes are just have something for man or zone. No. If you actually look at it, this option route has 3 options built into it. If you're literally looking at the right route now, I'll explain it to you. So let's look at Watkins. You can see that there's 3 things that he can possibly do, and you've seen all 3 of them so far. The first one you saw was when he ran the out. And if you look at his route, obviously it goes up, and then it goes to the left. Now, you can see that there's a little arrow pointing down once it goes to the left, but then you can see in a lighter shade of that color, it has the route that's going straight out, extended. That's the out route. That's the first thing we saw. The second thing we saw is you can see how it goes up to about the 20, and then there's like a little diagonal arrow in lighter color again at the 20. That's what we saw secondly against that cover 2 defense, where he just went up and turned around immediately for the curl. The third thing, which is what we just saw, which is what it happened against the cover 4, is he went up to about, I would say, what is that, like the 16 or 17. Then he went out, and then after he went out for a few yards, he turned around for the curl and set down in that opening for us. And that was the third thing we saw. So this literally has an option for pretty much any sort of coverage, and he's just always going to run it based upon what the defense does, which is what makes this so good. There again, you can see him set down. It was zone coverage. This was cover 4 blitz. He turned around, went down, and threw the low ball. Easy completion. So glitchy, guys. So he is so smart that he's always going to run the route best. If it's man coverage, he's going to run the straight out. If it's zone, he's going to run a curl, but it's going to depend upon the zones on the field. If there's too many zones to the sideline, he's just going to, like it was on the cover 2, he's just going to turn around immediately after going up. However, if he has more room to work on the side, towards the sideline, the boundary or whatever, and it's more crowded in the middle of the field, like it was potentially on the cover 4, he's going to go up, out, and out a few yards before he actually turns around in his curl, so he's more open for you. That's why I love this play so much, or this route I should say, and why it's so good for me, is because no matter what they throw at me, he's going to be open, and it's just a matter of recognizing it, having the reps in practice mode, throwing this low ball versus all coverages and getting comfortable with it. It's truly unstoppable. I will say it is a timing route though, and it is something you will need to take a little bit of practice with in practice mode until you really get comfortable with it, but it's very easy to do, and it didn't take me too much time at all to master it. So guys, I hope you love this tip. It's something very helpful that's done a great job for me, and something that basically nobody really uses or even knows about, so I'm sure it can help improve all of y'all's games. So, hope you enjoyed the video. In the meantime, it's Duke. I'm out of here. If you want more great Madden tips, be sure to check out sportsgamers.com. And if you want, just subscribe to the YouTube. We will be posting a lot more content on here daily, for the rest of Madden 20. Heading into Madden 21, we will be keeping it up as well. So, until next time.